Yo, welcome to the Horns Up Podcast, your home for all things Los Angeles Rams. I'm your host, Johan, and as always, this is my co-host, Rune. You can
Uh,
find us on our socials at Rams Nation and Puka Nakua Lover 12. From breaking news to game breakdowns, hot takes to honest fan reactions, we're here to bring you the highs, the lows, and everything in between. If you bleed blue and gold, this is your spot. Yo, what up, Ramley? I know this is our little transition break right here. But we actually have a huge announcement. Me and Rune are both going to be starting up our own personal channels for NFL content, Rams content, maybe just sports content overall. We're still in the process of creating it, but mine's going to be Rams Nation. I think he's still coming up with a name, right?
I'm thinking Rams with Rune. That's the leading one right now, but I mean it could change.
Perfect. That's our little announcement that we have for you guys. Not much right now. We're still building it. We're still getting the process of it. So this is our only channel as of right now on YouTube, but stay tuned and we'll be updating you guys very quickly. All right, Rune. Here we are, second episode of the week. We're going strong. This is our first time doing it.
Fourth episode overall. I'm
Fourth
I'm starting to
episode.
get into the groove, man. I'm starting to finally feel goddamn comfortable
Yeah,
speaking.
especially
For,
with especially with like the editing, with the filming, this whole
yeah,
thing. I'm getting a little more comfortable with it. Perfect timing. I feel like we started this at the perfect time before the season starts, get a couple
perfect
episodes
timing.
in.
Shadur Sanders.
Yeah, perfect timing. Speaking of Shadur Sanders making his first start tonight, good luck. But yeah, here
Not
we
really a
are,
Browns
fourth
fan. I'm wishing him
episode.
some good luck.
We're pretty excited. We have a lot to get into today. We have the biggest thing to get into, which we will get into later. We'll keep that a mystery for now. Keep you guys on your toes. But let's go ahead and get into our first segment here. First segment, I would say it's the biggest news of the week. Definitely the biggest Rams news, maybe even the biggest NFL news of this week. The Kyren extension.
Who got paid?
He did get paid, but he also got a pretty team-friendly contract, I think. If you look at some of the contracts that players are getting now, especially skill positions, I mean, the Rams got a really good deal with Kyren. They got a discount. Only 23 million guaranteed for 3 years. That's a gift right there.
Yeah, and part of that is he he loves the organization. I mean, he grew up in St. Louis, grew up a St. Louis Rams fan,
Right.
and he multiple times. I mean, he's just talked about how good the organization is, and you know, I think he wanted to stay. I don't think he wanted to go anywhere else. I think he just wanted to get paid, and team offered him a contract, and I think he even said that he wasn't expecting that much money. So
Hey, kudos to Kyren. Kudos to the Rams for getting this deal done right before the season starts. I think it'll motivate him a little bit too to play better. I mean, if you look at the play right after he got extended the next day, he's over here lifting linebackers and throwing them on the ground like
yeah,
he's Derrick Henry or someone. Kyron, he's
no
great right
no
now.
no fan from other team when they're just talking about running backs and they're talking about Kyren Williams, they don't take
Nope.
his pass pro into account. I mean, his pass pro is probably one of the best out of just every starting running back. I mean, I've seen multiple clips of like during games, during practice. I mean, he's flat out just putting like edge rushers and linebackers just on their ass. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, he just fits perfectly into the Rams mold. The Rams love a skill position guy who can block. If you can block and you're a receiver, you can get playing time in this Rams offense. Especially a running back that's the size of Kyron being able to block like he can be. It's a very underrated aspect of his game. A lot of people sleep on his pass pro. A lot of people sleep on his overall skill set, which is something I kind of want to get into here. I feel like so many people always forget about Kyron when they're talking about some of the better backs in the league. They always don't mention Kyron when you're talking a top 10 list, maybe even a top 12 list I've seen where I'm like, where's Kyron? And then sometimes I'll leave a comment, I'll be like, where's Kyren Williams? And sometimes the people will be like, honestly, I forgot about Kyron. But now that he got this contract, he's really going to elevate his game. I think he's really going to elevate his energy and he's going to give it all for the team now.
Yeah, I think with this Kyren contract, I think, I have always looked at it like this. The Rams have, a Mount Rushmore of running backs. I mean, they have Eric Dickerson, Marshall Falk, you have Steven Jackson, and then Todd Gurley. I mean, I would say is the fourth member, but I think with this contract here, uh, there might be a fifth head added to a
Right?
added to a Rams Mount Rushmore running
The
back, and
Rams
that might
have,
be Kyren Williams. They have team control over him, not only this season, but is it 3 seasons after? Or
yeah. So it's this upcoming season, and then that's when the contract kicks in.
so it's basically like he's a rookie again. He has
Yeah.
another 4 guaranteed seasons. Well, not guaranteed. We can trade him. He has four
We
years
the Rams
under
have
team
4 years
control.
of Kyren Williams.
Yeah,
So
potentially. I see him staying, but yeah,
yeah,
things
Kyren,
can
he's
happen.
definitely gonna get some more recognition now, which he deserves. And he's definitely gonna start to catch people's eyes more. Because when we see a rookie running back, especially a guy that's still on his rookie contract, you can be like, yeah, he's good, he's cheap, he's good for the team. But you know how good your running back is if he gets paid. A lot of teams aren't afraid to draft a running back, keep him for a couple years and say, "Hey, thanks, you're gone." That's what the Chiefs have been doing since
Yeah,
they've started their dynasty that they've had. They've just gotten a new running back every year. But when you commit to a guy like Kyron who loves the team, who loves the energy, he fits the type of player Sean McVay wants. I think this needed to be done. It got done at a perfect time. And overall, I'm just happy with this. Are you?
yeah, I'm really happy. But what I'm not happy about is, I'm just chilling at work and I go on my break and I look at my phone. Hey, Kyron's extended, and I was really happy. I was like, I'm glad we got that deal done. I'm glad there was no hassle, there was no holdout, there's no nothing. And just continuing on what I'm not happy about, I in multiple posts in the comments, I saw some Kyron
Yeah.
disrespect, and it made me a little unhappy, man. I think a lot of people are just stuck on the fact that he has a bit of a fumbling problem. Now, is it a problem? Yeah, you don't want that to happen, but they're really, honestly, our own fans are underrating Kyron when they really should be, if anything, overrating him.
I feel like Kyron Williams' biggest hater is actually Rams fans. It might seem crazy to say, but
It's
man,
not
fans
crazy.
are really 50-50 on Kyron. You either love him or you hate him. I love him. I mean, when you get a guy who can produce like he does, gets the workload that he does, like last year, I think Cooper Cup and Puka Nacua missed about like 5 or 6 weeks of this, like the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season.
Worst
And
five
Kyron
weeks of
will,
my fucking life.
yeah, it was
Who
pretty
can?
bad.
Oh, the king. Oh my god.
The only good thing that came out of that was that Niners game that we won week 3, I believe. But
Shout out Xavier Smith.
yes, sir. Xavier Smith X. But yeah, Kyron Williams, if you look back at those weeks when, Cooper Kupp was out, Puka was out, Kyron Williams was carrying this team, receiving, rushing, blocking. Kyron is just an overall great team player. And who cares? When you have a guy that can carry the team on his back like he does, who cares if he fumbles 5 or 6 times? Who cares? I know one of them was in the playoffs or two of them, which it's unfortunate. People can bring that up. But come on, look how many carries he had last year. He probably had like a top 5 workload in the league.
Yeah. And going back to the fumbles in the playoffs, that that Eagles team had undoubtedly the best defense in the league that year.
And in this,
Plus, plus they won the fucking Super Bowl. I mean,
yeah.
you can't. I mean, you can blame Kyron for fumbling, which I mean is obvious, but it's not really a surprise against that Eagles defense that was just so dominant all year.
Yeah, that Eagles defense, it was great last year. I mean, in the snow too. I mean, give us a break. I mean, anyone from California would be cold in the snow. Imagine playing a football game in the snow. I don't think any of the guys on our team have even played in the snow. Maybe Kyron once or twice at Notre Dame, but really no one on this team has
Yeah,
played in snow. And for them to go over there away, you lose to the Super Bowl winners, which I mean you can't complain about too much. At least you lost to the Super Bowl winners. But that one game, like is he really gonna ruin his whole reputation off two fumbles in one game? I don't think so. At least not for me.
Yeah. Uh, Going back to Kyren at Notre Dame, that was one thing I really wondered how he was fumbling in a snowy environment like that. As a running back who played in Notre Dame, Chicago, really cold city, can snow there frequently. Um, Sometimes I wonder why he didn't wear sleeves that game to prevent fumbles.
Yeah, maybe.
It is what it is. I've completely moved on from the game. It sucks we lost because if, in all honesty, if we would have won that game, the Rams had probably one of the best chances, if
Yeah,
not the best chance to win that Super Bowl because
right.
you had the best defense in those playoffs after the Eagles.
Yeah.
And
Last season, I mean, he was great overall. And for fans to lose hope on him like that easy just because of fumbles doesn't make sense. So I want to go ahead and leave Kyron's fumbles in last season, and I want to go ahead and jump into the new season. There's a new preseason coming around. There's a new regular season coming around. There's a lot of action coming to football fans. So why don't we go ahead and jump into this upcoming season and get into a preview of our first preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys at home. We'll be right back at you. Have you ever thought about repping the Horns Up podcast out in public?
well, now's your chance. We have exclusive Horns Up podcast merch coming your way: t-shirts, hoodies, accessories, and
Everything.
potentially more. Literally everything. Every sale directly benefits not only the Horns Up podcast, but our personal accounts as well. This is a personal project I've been working on for a couple weeks now, and it's finally come to fruition. And I'm proud to say uh, that we have our own merch now.
Yeah, some people have been wanting it. A couple people have asked for it. So we are delivering to you guys. It's not available yet. This is just an announcement right now, but it will be available very soon. We'll go ahead and throw up a couple pictures here of what we got going on behind the scenes. But yeah, Horns Up merch coming soon. Stay tuned. All right, let's get into a little preview here of preseason week one. We got the Dallas Cowboys coming over to SoFi Stadium to play our Los Angeles Rams. Rune, how you feeling right now after seeing the joint practice that we had with the Cowboys, after seeing how training camp's been going? We kind of have a little bit of a feel of who's gonna play and who's not gonna play. So how do we feel right now on our matchup against the Cowboys?
As much as I want to be confident, preseason games are pretty unpredictable. I mean, but just seeing the joint practice and seeing how well not only the first team but just the second team as well, how good and how well they played against that Cowboys team in practice. I think it'll be pretty close. It really the key factor I will say the key factor in this game is going to be Stetson Bennett. He's going to set the tone from the first drive to the last. If he's throwing interceptions, it might not be a close game, but if he's constantly hitting his target, if if he's not being inconsistent, I feel like the Rams could win this game by about two scores, maybe even three. I mean, it just really all depends on Stetson.
Right, yeah. Uh, I just want to rewind back to the joint practice. Man, I just want to give some appreciation to the trenches, man. Our O-line, our D-line, first string and second string look great. We were having our way with the Cowboys linemen out there. O-line, they were getting a lot of push on run plays. They were giving Stetson and Jimmy G a lot of time on pass plays. And I know a lot of highlights online show, oh, George Pickens burns a Rams DB or Joe Milton has a 65-yard pass. But if you really look into it, I think the Rams actually won their scrimmage by about three touchdowns. And I mean, by three touchdowns against our second strings, I don't want to get a little cocky here, but this week one matchup for the preseason, it's looking like it's favored for the Rams right now. And Jimmy G, or not Jimmy G, Stetson, he's gonna play a huge role in that. I feel confident in Stetson. Now that he has some experience, last year wasn't too great. The Rams haven't been a good preseason team, honestly, in a while. But hey, maybe Stetson can change that this year. I think he's gonna have control of all three games. I think Jimmy's gonna play a little bit. Maybe we'll see a little bit of fan favorite Dresser win here and there. But Stetson, I think these preseason games are all his.
Okay, I've told you before, Dresser win is not a fan favorite. Don't stop pushing that agenda. But I want to go back to the joint practice because after that joint practice, a lot of people are saying no more joint practices because there's a tad bit of pile up with injuries. I mean, you got guys like Kobe Turner is still week to week with some back soreness. Uh, Kevin Dotson chest contusion.
Right.
What else? Who else got hurt? I swear.
Stafford, I mean, he's just continued to
Well,
stay out.
Stafford's been hurt, but
You know.
there's some new injuries that popped up after
I think Whittington
that
too.
joint practice. I think something about
Yeah.
Winnington, but a lot of small injuries pop up after that joint practice, and a lot of people have been quick to just, hey, this isn't really good, but I mean, you want to have some room for some pain and some injuries right now.
Right.
You don't want these injuries to pile up in the beginning of the year because what's happened the last 2 years. I mean, the Rams have started out slow
Right.
and then they just go on a run. I mean, we
And
don't
the
want that.
Rams,
We want to go on a big run at the start.
right. The Rams, they're probably being cautious right now because if you look at the past couple years, the Rams always start off slow and there's just tons of injuries. Like last year, how we mentioned earlier, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, our two best weapons essentially last year. I mean, he probably jumped Cooper Kupp by the end of the year, but but yeah, I forgot what I was talking about now. What was I saying right now?
Just going on a run. But
Oh
I
yeah,
had
at the beginning of the season, we always have the injury bug in our locker room, in our team, and we might as well get that out of the way right now. We might as well be cautious right now. So it's a good thing that our starters are getting rest, that they're staying out. They're gonna have these three preseason games to probably sit out, especially Stafford, maybe Devontae if he's still hurt. I saw something about him. But I just want to get into a little bit of more preview of the game as we were talking about. Is there anyone that you're looking forward to seeing? Is there anyone that you have your eye on? You think they're gonna go out there and perform? And maybe that's someone that the fans can be put on before they even know it.
well, I have two guys in mind, and of course there's Stetson Bennett. That's not one of my guys because everybody's looking forward to see
Right.
if Bennett is going to be that guy or
Or just
if he's
another
going to be
guy.
not that guy.
Yeah.
But two guys I'm really looking forward to the most watching. Number one is Kanate Montfield. I think he's a stud. I think he's going to be a stud, and potentially, some people might not want to hear it, but Kanate Montfield could potentially push Tutu Atwell out of a job and maybe onto a different team after the season.
I
Uh,
think it's a little premature to say that right now.
it is for
Yeah.
sure premature to say that, but if he wants to take the next step on this team and on this roster this week, I mean tomorrow's how you start that.
Yeah.
But that's one of my guys. I think Kanate is going to be pretty good. I've seen massive praise from him. I've seen he's just been the king of separation so far in camp. And then the other guy, he's not a rookie, but he was a rookie last year, and I was surprised that he didn't play in preseason last year, and it had just been confirmed today that he will play tomorrow. And I think the rest of the preseason games as well. That is Blake Corum,
Mm,
and I didn't really see any preseason action. Well, there was no preseason action for Blake
yeah.
Corum, but Blake Corum, uh, we haven't really seen much
Mhm.
production as a RB1. I mean, he played Week 18 versus Seattle, but I mean, you look what happened. He comes
Right.
out of the game with a broken forearm, doesn't get to play in the playoffs, which I mean, not that big of a deal.
Yeah, Blake Corum, he's had a very limited role with the Rams. There hasn't been many opportunities for him, if any at all, to be honest. Because Kyren, it's hard to sit a guy when he's as good as Kyren, when he's as consistent, when he can bring, multiple aspects of the game, like we were talking about earlier. It's hard to, say, okay, Kyren, you're gonna sit out and we're gonna put in Blake Corum. Because Blake Corum, you don't trust him. You don't know what you have. He hasn't shown you much when he has played. But I'm rooting for him. I hope Blake Corum can show that he can, actually take some carries, that he can provide a little bit of a difference in the run game because I feel like him and Kyron are almost the same type of running back. They're these small guys who are strong, hard to tackle. And that's why when we took Blake Corum last year, I was scratching my head a little bit. It didn't make sense. And it's still not making too much sense right now. But hopefully we can see something out of Blake Corum that makes us say, okay, you know what? It was worth taking him with the pick. Maybe he could be the next guy up, or he could be a 1A, 1B guy with Kyron. I like Blake Corum. I hope he can show out in preseason week 1 and in the regular season. But let me go ahead and get into a couple guys that I think people should watch out for. Number one, we've talked about him on the show before. And I think he's gonna have a big role in this defense in the preseason. That's Chris Dolak or Sean Dolak. My bad.
Crystal, where do
Not
you
Chris
get Chris
Dolak.
from?
Sean Dolak. Sean Dolak. Sean Dolak, he was an undrafted free agent out of Buffalo, kind of a sleeper in the draft. But if you're a hardcore college football fan, you definitely knew who Sean Dolak is. Or if you have TikTok, I think his wife is famous or his girlfriend or something. But yeah, Sean Dolak, he's gonna have a really big role because I'm pretty sure they're starting Nate Lamon, or I'm pretty sure they're sitting Nate Lamon. I would assume they sit Omar Spades. I think we'll see a little bit of Mr. Troy Reader in this game, and we'll probably see some Pooh Paul mixed with a little bit of Sean Dolak. But I think Sean Dolak's going to show out here the most. He's a great tackler, which is something the Rams love. He doesn't give up extra yards. He's a good run defender. Maybe not the best in coverage, but when a guy can make tackles like he does, and when he can consistently just help the defense. I think that he's going to be a great addition, and I feel like fans should definitely watch out for him this game. What do you feel about Sean Dolak, Rune?
Yeah, I am same boat as you. Pretty much everything you said is about the same exact way I feel about him. Kind of just want to add one thing, one little fun fact. Sean Dolak was actually the leading tackler in the NCAA last season. So that's just a little thing. I don't know why he went undrafted, but
Right.
I'm glad he did go. I'm glad he did go undrafted so that we could bring him in. And I really hope he makes the roster. But
Yeah, when you have some undrafted free agents who are kind of big names in college football, I think those are guys that have a real chance of making the roster. Another guy that I think can make the roster that's like kind of an undrafted guy. He kind of has like a similar story to Sean Dolak. Kobe Bryant, the guy on the Falcons. I was a
oh,
huge
dude,
fan of him.
no, me too.
Yeah.
Dude, when sorry to kind of
No,
break
you're
this
good,
all up,
you're
but
good.
when I was doing mock drafts, like all before draft started, I literally had my go-to 1, 2, 3 combo was first round I grabbed Jalen Milrow, which I mean he fell a long
Yeah.
ways. Second round I went and got Harold Fannin Jr.
I was a
And
huge
then
World
and
fan
then third
guy.
round I got Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
I got Kobe Bryant at the 101.
Yeah. I made a ton of mock drafts with Harold Fannin, with Kobe Bryant. The only guy that on my mock drafts that I actually predicted right was Pooh Paul, which I am
Yeah.
proud of. I was
Yeah,
nine.
me too. I put Chris Paul Jr. I put him on some of mine.
Yeah.
Uh, kind of going back to the Kobe Bryant or not Kobe Bryant. Go back to the mock drafts. Only real Puka Nacua Lever 12 fans will remember how in love I was with Jalen Milrow just
Yeah, I
as
remember.
a player. Um, but yeah, I think is there any other players you'd want to go over for the preseason?
Let's see. I'll give one defense and one offense guy. We'll kind of make it quick here since we are running out of time. On offense, this one might be out of left field and it might be a little boring, but I've seen a lot of great news and some clips of Warren McClendon Jr.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
A
dude.
lot of people have been sleeping on him, But I've been a big Warren McClendon Jr. fan. He's
He
a
has not been
big
given a fair chance.
No, he's
Not
he's
at
a
all.
huge right tackle from Georgia. He knows how to win. He has that dog mentality. He hasn't gotten too many opportunities, but man, I love Warren McClendon. I think he's gonna be great. He's gotten better each preseason. I think this is his third one or second, but I don't know. He's looked a lot better though, and he's definitely a sleeper. You might be watching the game and you're like, hey, who's this right tackle? Like he's doing good, good in the run game, good in the pass game, and his name's gonna be Warren McClendon Jr. All right, here's the one you guys have been waiting for, the big announcement, the topic of the week for the Horns Up podcast, and that is our giveaway winner. Congratulations, Aiden on Instagram, Arden your father. Congratulations, Aiden. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support to the podcast, not only the podcast, but also our personal accounts. He's been following and keeping up with us for a long time. You were the lucky winner. So thank you, Aiden. We appreciate it. And for those that didn't win, stay tuned. This isn't our only podcast. Do you want to give them a little sneak peek of our next giveaway?
Uh, we are planning a giveaway of free merch from the upcoming merch store. And we're thinking 3 products of your choice, not our choice, your choice.
Your choice. Perfect. So a little sneak peek on our next one. I know the shop isn't up yet, but just give it some time. So yeah, Aiden, thank you. Thank you for participating in the giveaway.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you to everyone who participated and stay tuned. We'll hit you with the next one soon.